And we are live once
Yeah.
again. The academy is open. We got episode 4 of Afro Samurai on tap. Um, let's see. No, just a moment, and I will. Oh, God damn it! All right. I don't know why.
Okay.
Oh, you son of a bitch. There we go.
You do it?
Yeah.
What?
Um.
What do you do?
Well, cause like when I try and put the cursor on it to highlight it, so I can. Or wait a minute. Oh, yeah, never mind. I thought that was in the private chat. I was looking in the. No wonder it wasn't doing right. Boomer.
Is this what you're trying to do?
Anyway. All right. Well, let's see. Pin. Da.
There you go.
Okay. Yeah. Cool. All right. Well, do we do we want to what's the word? Preface or whatever? Do we want to do a little description before we start, like spoiler-free description?
Actually, the description is kind of a spoiler.
Is it?
Yeah, because
Okay.
we're somebody's gonna show up, and
Uh,
it'll reveal itself. So I say we just get right into it.
all right.
In fact, the image for Hulu is actually a spoiler in and of itself. Pretty much tells
Oh.
you the whole thing that's going on. So
All right. Well, for anybody who is here or who is going to be here while we're broadcasting, I did pin the Discord link. So if you've got Discord, you can watch along with us. And then here in about how long is it?
27 minutes this episode.
Okay, so here in about half an hour, we'll discuss it. So anytime you're ready, sir.
Let's do it.
All right, going dark and silent.
Yeah. Mm.
What the hell?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
What? What now? Why do they? Why do they gotta leave it like that?
For the final episode,
Ah,
which is the
man.
next one.
Yeah. Well, does anyone that was watching along with us want to come in and talk about it? I, that 70s rock fan did with us last week. I don't know if you feel like gabbing about it or what, but if you do, let us know. I'll send you the yard link. So I don't know what are some of your thoughts, kid?
Well, you know how I like closure in a story, and that kind of bridged the gap between the flashbacks we've been getting as a kid to
Mm-hmm.
him being number two now. So that for me kind of just like told finished the story that we were learning throughout the flashbacks, and then kind of explained who these people were to him and the real sacrifices that Afro went through to become number two. Because
Yeah,
we're just thrown in, we see this kind of badass but inherently sad man who has nothing in this world but his fast
mm-hmm.
talking friend and his sword and his insatiable lust for revenge. But it kind of the humanity that they were trying to give him gave us this episode gave us an understanding as to, oh, okay, well, that's Afro, that's his life, that's where we got
Yeah,
to be, and now we realize more what this new character meant to him as a person as well as a story. It finally being revealed that it was Gino, one of the last surviving members of the of his class that he graduated with. So
yeah.
his only family aside from his dad, which let's face it, he pretty much murdered, let them die. He's responsible for their deaths in every way.
Uh, I mean, well, I mean, I don't know. I mean, because like they were about to fight, and I mean, yeah, the others were there because they were trying to talk him out of fighting with the master or whatever, but that other group of dudes showed up, right,
But that's
to
the
fight him. So I mean, in a
that's the
in a
power of the
way,
number two band.
yeah, but so in a way he was uh it's because he went there to face off with the master that the others showed up, but I don't know if I'd necessarily say that he was responsible for their deaths, like, so I mean, yeah, yes and no. I mean,
If
they got killed or whatever because they were there and they weren't good enough to um defeat the others, obviously. But
but they were there, like those guys showed up because that's where his master said to meet if he wanted
mm-hmm.
to pursue his quest to get the number two headband.
Yeah,
If he chose not to, if he left well enough alone, it would have been the master's fault because he was holding on to that number two headband. He would have been the one who had let out the secret and attracted all of these bad guys, and that would have gotten everybody killed. And then I think this whole story would have just kind of been, some kind of redemption story where he's trying to avenge not just his father but the people that he lost. And he would seem like a better guy. I mean, he's still a badass, but it this happened because of his pursuit for the number 2 headband. So because he chose to go and get it, he showed up. The kids followed to stop him. If Afro was not there, like he wouldn't have died. This isn't like Raiders of the Lost Ark, where literally, if Indiana Jones did not show up, it would have ended the same. If he,
think about it this way, though. When he asked the master, if he was number 2, and he said, yes or whatever. When he told him, to meet him at that place, he could have just said, the master could have just said, drop it, you don't want to do this, or you're not ready for this, or whatever. He basically could have, told Afro, we're not going to do this right now.
Yeah, but I feel that he felt it was his responsibility. It was his responsibility as a master to teach him this lesson. If you, as wise as he was and as skilled as he was, he knew exactly what was going to happen when Afro answered that or asked that question. There was no right answer for that because it was Afro's decision alone. Of course, you're going to tell somebody you better not do that. That's probably not in your best interest. But not only that, but Afro is a teenager, and what teenager listens to adults, even their masters, their parents, anyone in an authority figure? So, I mean, his whole thought process is like, well, he's asking about it, so either I die or he dies,
right?
Or
speak. So I don't know about you or anybody else, but to me, it almost looked like the master let Afro kill him.
Like, a little bit, yeah. I'm pretty sure it was kind of a what, like a Obi-Wan Kenobi in A New Hope.
Yeah,
where
because it's like, the last shot you see of the master, he's just standing there with his sword up, but then he just closes his eyes, like, and it's like
it was a point of no return. I mean, it really was, because that's everyone was dead. Everyone was literally dead. If Afro didn't kill the master or chose to stop right then and there, then he has the deaths of all his classmates to think about on him. And, he'd go from a badass to just being, constantly depressed. And everyone who attacked was dead. So he had no one to avenge. There was literally no purpose in his life other than to find the number 1. But he still has to kill his master to get the number 2 headband to challenge the number 1. There's it's the different dimension lose situation.
Right. Yeah, I mean, there's no good way to go about it, basically.
Yeah,
it's like
I feel that's what I love about this story too. It's like, for all the shit that's gone down that Afro's had to go through,
right,
this is his best case scenario. He could have been much worse, but for all the shit that he's gone through, this is the best outcome.
Yeah, but his buddy Gino, though, it's like, he was not too happy with Afro for wanting to avenge his father's death, but then he ends up surviving that fall off of that cliff, and basically ends up going on the same type of path. He was there to avenge all of the classmates, and what it's like, what.
Well, and I think that's kind of just the mentality of the two, because all the stuff that Afro learned is on the foundation of revenge. His whole upbringing has been on the sole thought that I need to do whatever it takes to be able to challenge the number one. Whereas
Yeah.
Gino has had a, yes, he's been abandoned by his family, but he's been shown kindness and guidance from his master, following a certain code at least, training to be a samurai. So there's certain values that are instilled in him that an event like this cataclysmic event in his life, without the proper foundation, has just completely thrown him off the rails. So someone who's like at this whole hero status where they have this ideal mentality that everything is based off of honor and everything good will happen if I just follow these values, all of a sudden everybody just gets murdered for no stupid reason. Hell yeah, he's gonna go off and be like, I need to get revenge because I don't know how to satiate this hunger. And the one person who guided me in life is dead and not here to guide me. So now I'm only basing my decisions off of all this anger. So yeah, his path is equally as dark, maybe darker, because no one's there to tell him don't take revenge. He's looking at Afro and being like, oh, I'm taking a page out of your book. I'm gonna go after the person who led to my sister's death and my friend's death and my master's death, which just so happens to be you. So
I don't know. Maybe I just maybe I missed it, but I didn't notice the little girl getting killed.
She was laying down. I know that she was down with blood on her back because she got sliced. But I mean, I'm sure he didn't know that at the time.
Because her name was what was it?
Otsuru, but she's actually
Okiri. Wasn't that the chick that
that
nursed him back to health previously?
Yep, that was her.
Okay, so she survived.
She survived, which is why she was able to kind of, like conceal her identity to Afro. Because he didn't see her grow up, so he just knew her as a little kid and thought she died. I'm sure that he thought she died, but I mean, it'll be revealed in the next episode as to how Gino becomes the way he is. But at the same time, the MT7 are the ones who brought them up and nursed them back to health and used them for their own nefarious reasons. So, I mean, he did understand, but at the time, this is Gino's foundation of his revenge is that if not his sister was dead, then he definitely thought she was gravely injured,
right?
Which is still Afro's fault, which just fuels his revenge story more.
Oh man, good stuff. That's all I can say. It's good stuff. Well, it's let's go ahead and wrap it up. So if whoever we still got with us, appreciate you being here and watching along, and we'll do it same time next Saturday, 3 p.m. Pacific. So until then, have a good one.